Okay, here we are. It's Tuesday, June 7th. It's election day, right? Here in California. I'm sure there's elections other places too, but I'm in California, so it's the one I voted in. No, I did not vote Alioto. Alioto family has never been supportive of me, even though we're related by marriage. But that's not a surprise, is it? I'm not going to talk about who I voted for. But I did look into things. But I wasn't as, informed thoroughly as I have been in the past, but I did look things up. I didn't just pick willy-nilly. I had a method. The whole mandated health care, right? I find extremely disgusting. Right? I've been so disgusted by it all. Democrats or liberals going on and on about, a woman's right to choose. They don't give a shit about a woman's right to choose about anything, do they? Right? And I'm pro-choice, but not just selectively. I'm pro-choice across the board. I believe in individual autonomy, particularly when it comes to the sovereignty of the borders of the body. And I personally don't want to do business with anybody who demands to know about my healthcare choices. Not your business. Not your business. And if you think it's your business, then you don't get my business. Neb shitting assholes. Neb shitting busybodies. This is part of the Alinsky method, right? This is what they do. This is what the Industrial Areas Foundation pushes, the Saul Alinsky method, which is focused on having house meetings to create common ground around carefully chosen propaganda topics, right? And so what the psychological design of these parties, these house meetings, right? Oh, you come to my house. Well, now you'd have to do it on Zoom so that the government can monitor everything that's said, right? Oh my God. Yeah. So at these house meetings, there's a topic and everybody's asked, there's usually some sort of story that's read or whatever. And then everybody's asked to, how can you relate? When has something like this happened to you? Let's have breakout session now and everybody talk. And what it is designed to do is to create a false, fast sense of intimacy between strangers, right? And so you share a personal story that then becomes exploited. And when your story gets shared, like if you got a good story, right? Then they make you feel special. They tell you, oh, you're a leader. And because everybody wants to be the leader, right? Like, because everybody's got a huge inflated ego. I'm a leader. Right? It's insidious. It's really, really insidious. And so they'll take your story And then when you get to stand up on the stage and get all kinds of attention for telling your story, they rewrite it and it's done as a script. You're not even allowed to use your own damn words, right? That's why they really didn't like me. They really didn't like me because they couldn't pull that over on me. I'm like, no, I don't read a script. Not unless you're paying me. And it's, acting. It's manipulation. Psychological and emotional and ultimately political manipulation. And I did not vote for any Republicans for Senate because I don't trust you either. I'm not saying I didn't vote for any Republicans on anything. I'm saying I did not vote for any Republicans in Senate or Congress or whatever the hell, whichever seats were on there. All right. Let's see the energy of today. All right. So, in the center here, we have embracing the shadow. Shadow love, number 13, upright. Embracing that shadow. Looking into the corners of the mind. And accepting the love that exists. Finding love in unexpected places. Offering love in unexpected places, right? Okay, forces at play. Remember, this is not for me or for any particular individual. This is a reading of today's energy period on this planet. So forces at play that you may not be aware of. We have a reversed 14 communication energizer. There hasn't been good communication. Well, that's not, or communication has not been delivered. This might be undelivered mail, or mail or other messages, relayed messages that have been purposely kept from their intended recipient. We've had a lot of problem with that around here. People stealing mail, right? One time when there was this friend of mine, right, who was living in our house for free, was trying to horn into our relation, into my marriage, right? And I wanted her out, and she wouldn't leave, and my husband wouldn't ask her to leave. I burnt a piece of junk mail that had her name on it. It was a piece of junk mail. It was like one of those welcome to the neighborhood coupon envelopes, right? One time. Because we'd had an argument, and I went out to get the mail, and there was her fucking name on the mail, and it made me angry, so I burned it. But it wasn't anything like, it wasn't correspondence. It was fucking coupons, right? One time. And I felt so bad about it. I told her about it. She's like, oh, there's something wrong with you. I'm like, there's something wrong with me? There's something wrong with me? You're living in my house for free and you don't do shit, bitch, and you're telling me there's something wrong with me? And then after all that was said and done, found out she had done it to somebody else before, and she was moving in with another married couple. And it was a younger couple. It was a younger married couple. She was really disgusting. She was a piece of work. Anyway, forces at play that you're probably aware of. Upright, one love, unconditional love, number 16. Oh yes, one love, baby. Bracing that shadow. One love, baby. And course of action. We have upright, Atlantis scepter, spiritual awakening, number 29. And the outcome, we have a reverse 28 Ganesha quartz soul cleansing. So Ganesha is the remover of obstacles. There's going to be an obstacle placed in someone's way. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It depends on who it is and what the obstacle is and why. Although people like to put obstacles in my way all the time and steal from me, right? All the time. All the time. Like my blueprints that I recently discovered that were stolen. Police wanted to know who all knew about them besides me. Well, Omar knew that I had those plans here. Also, we had 2 people that lived here. We had a contract with them. They're supposed to be, helping us out around the property, and in exchange, living here, right? It was 10 hours a week each. 10 hours a week for a cabin, right? Pretty good deal, right? Pretty sweet deal. They were lazy. Anyway, he knew that they were there because I had talked to him about them as I was working on them while they were here. Stephen Wise, and he was in school for construction stuff, right? So who knows? Maybe it was that skis ball broke in. He knew that they existed. Or maybe it was I had used them to ask for a quote on the building of the structure. Maybe it was that guy. He knew they were here. So, on top of the upright, embracing the shadow, number 13, shadow love, we have an upright 5 of air, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. That obstacle, coming up on that obstacle, right? Someone made an unwise choice. You might make unwise choices all the time. Wonder what my unwise choice was today. I don't know. My unwise choice was to not turn my sprinkler off before I went out and about because I got caught in traffic and I was gone longer than I thought I was going to be. So my sprinkler was on too long. But, we're on a well, so it's not like I was stealing other people's water. And we're on the aquifer, so the water just goes back down into the well anyway. Right? So there's no runoff. And it was running while it was still cool out. It's not like I was running it during the hot part of the day when it was all just evaporating off. So there's that. I don't know. Forces at play that you may not be aware of. On the reversed 14, the Energizer communication, I have an upright number 1, the Magician, Archangel Raziel. You are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. Life is not magical. It is not. But, magical. The ways it's being used. Like, Disney Magic Kingdom. Life is not Disney. As a matter of fact, Disney is the opposite. But, whatever. They're floral words. Floral words. And forces at play that you're probably aware of. On the upright, 1 love, unconditional love, 16, I have a reversed 11, strength, Archangel Ariel. Great inner strength, release harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. Somebody's holding a grudge. Who's holding a grudge? Don't hold a grudge. Although, I'm going to talk, right? Although I wouldn't really call what I have a grudge. I feel like a grudge is not just being unforgiving, but it's actively putting energy into harming someone, right? Like getting in someone's way because you don't like them. And I just don't believe in that. I don't. Like, I totally feel, my perspective is if you don't like someone, don't agree with someone, then just don't associate with them. I don't believe in the messing with somebody just to mess with them. It's really low vibration energy. It is. It's really low vibration. So, course of action on the upright 29, Atlantis Scepter, Spiritual Awakening. We have a reversed 7 of air. Plans that need revision. More going on than meets the eye. Poor timing. Ooh, the timing's great. Good timing this time. Good timing. And the outcome on the reverse 28, soul cleansing. We have a reversed Queen of Air. Independent, experienced, realistic, witty. Objective decision making. Clearing away all that no longer serves you. seeing the humor in a situation. It's not funny, is what it really comes down to. It's not that you're not seeing the humor in the situation. There's not always humor in a situation. It's not funny. It's not funny. Messing with people that way is not funny. Let's see what Osho has to say about things now. Oh, here we go. One flipped up. So on the Embracing the Shadow, upright 13, and the upright 5, we have an upright abundance, major arcana. Here's that guy. It's that Steve Adams looking guy sitting on his dove, looking all abundant with all his stuff. So much stuff. Somebody has so much. Somebody has so much. And forces at play that you may not be aware of on the reverse 14, Energizer communication, and the upright 1, magician. We have, which the magician is also, that's major arcana. Upright, we have another major arcana, the morality card. Oh, being the bigger person. Somebody's being a bigger person but didn't get the message, right? Can't hear it. Can't even hear it. So, forces at play that you're probably aware of on the upright, unconditional love, 1 love, 16, and the reversed 11, strength. We have an upright 3, celebration. Those muses dancing in the rain. having themselves a party. Having themselves a party. Anyway, some people having a party tonight when they find out who's won elections, huh? Right? And course of action on the upright 29, Atlantis Scepter, and the reversed 7 of air. We have another major arcana card, upright playfulness. Time to have some fun. Time to have some fun. I'd like to have some fun. I can't even remember the last time I had some fun. When was the last time I had fun? Yeah, it's been that long. I haven't had fun in a long time. I haven't been having fun for a long time. I sure would like to have some fun. And on the outcome, on the reverse 28, Ganesha Quartz, and the reverse Queen of Air, we have upright number 6, the burden. Oh, gosh. This poor guy carrying this asshole on his back. And his chicken. Chicken pooping all down his back. That would be a burden. Have that chicken on your back, pooping down your back. It looks like a rooster. It's not even a chicken. It's a rooster. He's got spurs in his neck. I don't want to carry that chicken around. Sometimes I feel like Fluffernutter's a burden. He's a big bird. Fluffernutter. Big mean bird. Oh my gosh. He is. He's a big mean bird. He's not a burden though. He's... Oh, he didn't ask to be born, right? Like nobody else has either. None of us been asked to be have asked to be born. No, I did not vote for a Democrat for governor either. I didn't vote for a Democrat or a Republican. Either one. I did not. I don't know, we'll see. Gavin will probably get it again. Him and his shiny face and his anorexic looking wife. Seriously, she does not look good. When I saw those pictures of her. I don't know, maybe she's gained some weight. Maybe she's eaten a couple sandwiches since then. Basketball's game tomorrow, right? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to watch basketball anymore after this season. I think I'm done with basketball. I don't like the politics. I don't agree with the politics. And I just think it's all ridiculous. It's not fun. It's not fun to watch, right? It's not fun to watch anymore. You know, and I don't like other media. I don't like other media either. It's all just horrible. Although I watched a movie yesterday, and it's a movie I've watched before. It's an older movie, Stigmata. It's a scary movie if you're Catholic and you understand like stuff that's in it. I mean, it's fiction, right? It's fiction. What's interesting is that film came out right after the first translation of the Book of Thomas was published, not just found, like it was published, right? And it was the Book of Thomas. It's a Gnostic gospel, and it is part of the Nag Hammadi, and I've read most of the Nag Hammadi. I've read a couple different translations of things, and I've read a couple different translations of the Book of Thomas. The Book of Thomas is very, very, very interesting. It's a very, very interesting read. But this film, it's a little heavy-handed, which it has the feel. It has the feel of an old school Italian horror film. You know, the heavy-handedness and like the saccharine horror, right? Like. And the religious nature, the religious themes and things. So it's interesting. It's interesting in that respect. So it was interesting to think about. But I remember being much more frightened by it when I saw it originally when it first came out, right? It's like they do that to try to scare people. The Catholic Church allows those things to be those things to be made, those media to be made at certain times. It was like Rosemary's Baby was a commentary at the time on birth control. It was right after that film was made, right after the birth control pill came out. And there was like this mass hysteria about, oh my God, women being able to decide. Women being able to have control and autonomy over their fertility, right? No, we're going backwards in all of that, aren't we? We really are. Really, really are. All this bullshit about gun control right now, which is just a ploy by the government to ensure that the government has complete control over the people, right? The government only serves the people when the government fears the people. And right now, the government doesn't fear the people, right? Because it's not like, oh, we're not saying, we're going to take your guns away. I don't even have a gun. And I don't want a gun. I've never owned a gun. I have a paintball gun, right? Like, that's what I have. I have a paintball gun, and I have a slingshot, and I have throwing knives, and I have some knives, right? I don't want a gun. But I also don't want to live in a state where the government can put a label on somebody. Like all of this talk about mental health, right? And the government deciding who they can label as being mentally deficient. Oh, you don't think like we want you to think, so we're going to say you're mentally ill. And I am not saying that there are not mentally unstable people out there. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it does happen that the government labels people because they dissent, right? There's that whole saying, dissent is patriotic. I believe that. Dissent is patriotic, right? But the government attacks people who dissent. Both sides. And as a person who does not fit into the category of Democrat or Republican, I'm a prime target for them, right? Like Obama did away with habeas corpus, right? Like that's no longer actually a thing anymore. It can be argued that habeas corpus does not exist, which means that it's no longer you are innocent until proven guilty, right? And geez, it is a conservative estimate that 1/4 of people who are imprisoned in the United States are innocent of the crime for which they are convicted. It is that is a conservative effort or estimate. And I'm not using the word conservative as in conservatives say this. I'm using the word conservative in the way that like that number's low, right? Might be as much as a third or close, or maybe even closer to a half. Conservative estimate that 1/4 of people incarcerated in the United States are in fact innocent of the crime for which they are convicted. And that includes people who have been convicted for capital crimes, including murder, and who are on death row. And there's states like Texas who are all up in women's vaginas and uteruses. Meanwhile, they execute every year people who are legally retarded. Yeah, that's a thing. I'm anti-death penalty. I don't know if there's a country on this planet that I really, really want to live in anymore. And I don't really want to have to go live on a planet where atmosphere has to be generated artificially in order for me to survive. I don't know. Strange times we live in, strange times. Watched a hockey game, or at least half a hockey game yesterday. Haven't watched hockey in years. Used to be really into it. Loved hockey. Played field hockey. Loved hockey. Loved it. But I quit watching it after I was assaulted by a hockey player in high school. It was just too painful of a reminder. Yeah, and I had 2 Mario Lemieux jerseys. And I have no idea what my mother did with them. I loved Mario Lemieux. I did. Very much. Anyway, for what it's worth, me and my titty voted.